Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. It's Kristina Dennis, the Transformational Self-Empowerment Master. And I am coming a little later than I have been recently. I went and did some things for myself this morning, connected with a person, and then a group right after I dropped my son off at school, and that was, a new sensation for me. As the last 3 weeks, with 3 to 4 weeks, I guess, I've been really intense in, my workout, and then coming in here and doing what I need to do in this situation when it feels good. And I've enjoyed it. And I've also immersed myself in a lot of research and work. And I've enjoyed that too. But I kind of sense this feeling of needing to connect, not wanting to connect per se, because I don't mind being alone. Certainly simpler, isn't it, sometimes, but needing to connect with people and stay in that place. And so I went out in nature yesterday morning. I did a walk outside. Today I did a walk outside, and then I went to a group after spending an hour or so with a really dear friend, and it was beautiful. So I'm sitting here being a little uncomfortable that I didn't get 1,000 things done already, and trying to grapple with the whole idea of what makes you happy. I am going to do some research on bluezones.com. There's supposedly a happiness litmus test there that is very interesting and science-based, and I am going to do that later on and come back in tomorrow and talk a little bit about what that said about me. But I know that in order to make changes, sometimes I have to just, make a commitment to someone and, make sure I'm there to meet them and start living with things that are uncomfortable. And I listened to something today that I thought was beautiful. And it talked about when quitting is necessary, because we really have this idea, and we've been given this, load of baloney about never giving up. And sometimes we are in the middle of a passion project that doesn't really work anymore for us, or I am, personally still holding on to goals that I had 20 years ago and thinking, oh, I haven't gotten that finished, and I don't take the time to reassess, which is why I want to take that happiness test, to reassess really where are my core value systems. And I talk a lot about this in Transformational Self-Empowerment, the guide that has the 7 activity steps to take about what are my values. And today I thought about this person saying this, and I wanted to share a couple of stories of when I realized I had some, more recovery underneath my belt and was doing things the way I wanted to do them. I was in Hawaii, 16, 17 years ago, and I did one of those boats, around the Nepali coast, and you do this, the little skill set to learn how to go scuba diving. And I passed those. I did great with it. And then I had my tank and I was ready to start going down. And about halfway through, as I was going down, I realized I was hating it. I hated it. It didn't work for me. Was it an anxiety? Was it a fear? Yes, but it didn't really matter. Why was I pushing myself to do something that I didn't want to do? And I remember coming back up, and there were some people on the boat who, were sweet, and they weren't trying to necessarily shame me, but the things they were saying were kind of shameful, which is, oh, come on, you did it. You went through all the trouble of getting certified. You can handle it. You can do it. And I loved my response, because I said, yeah, I could, but I don't want to. I'm not enjoying myself. This isn't fun for me. And, if you think that I missed out on like the world's greatest experience by seeing things underneath the sea, then, you do. It's not really my opinion, my business. But I remember the person I was with at the time, he had no problem doing that and had a ball. So much fun for them, not fun for me. And I loved the fact that I did what I wanted to do, even though there might have been people who, by the way, weren't in the water. They weren't in the water doing anything for themselves as far as, overcoming this fear in their life, but they were going to let me know, that I could do it. And the person today was talking about, how dangerous it is to have this never give up attitude, although it's super important, to never give up on your life, never give up on love, never give up on, growth or spirituality or relationship building, and with the people that are healthy and good for you. They had this litmus test about certain things that they were doing. Was it working still? and were they enjoying themselves? You know, am I, when I'm doing a project with somebody, or I'm attending a commitment, or I am grappling about whether or not I should, jump in on a project or move on from a project, that I can use this litmus test. Is it working? Okay, so if it's working somewhat, am I still enjoying it? Am I still having fun, or does it cause me, more anxiety or dread? And I know that seems so simple, but how many of us actually give ourselves permission to stop doing something that doesn't work for us anymore, to think about whether it's working for us anymore? Is that dream outdated? Do you have an upgrade on it? I wanted to be an actress when I was really young. No kidding, right? I was trying to do whatever I could to not get, found out in my house. But now what's most important to me is showing up as me. And that's not acting at all. It's the antithesis of acting. And so I can look at that and see, oh, how true that is. I really didn't want to, I don't want to be an actor. What I wanted to do was speak in front of people. What I wanted to do was have a message. And that was from a very early age. And so the only person I had a reference at doing that was an actor. And I didn't realize that there were actually people out there that did this kind of thing, and shared their stories, and were storytellers, which is a little different. Not telling somebody else's story, but telling your own. That was really more of a fit for me. So I'm going to spend some time thinking about what I enjoy doing still, and what is still working. Because if something isn't working anymore and I'm not enjoying it, it needs to go, ASAP. It needs to get out of my life. And I can do that in a really esteemable way. I can also give myself permission to let it go and move on. And so in a world where we're always thinking, including myself, about never giving up and keep moving forward and keep learning and keep growing and taking care of yourself and getting better at these kinds of skill sets so that you can have a full life and tell your story, it's okay to quit. So if you have some kind of situation where you've needed to quit something, it's no longer serving you. Maybe you're in a situation where you're seeing somebody and they need to go, or you're in a group that every time you think about going to that group, and I'm not talking about just getting away from stuff, but every time you think about going to that group, it gives you sweaty palms and, a heart racing, and you're really not getting much out of it. Maybe that's not the best time for you to be going to that group. You can go back. We always have the right to change our mind. But that whole idea of taking a different perspective about quitting something, I'm going to hold on to that today. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great day, and I'll come back in tomorrow and talk about another subject. As always, everybody who comes up to me, in the daytime and lets me know, that they really enjoy the videos, I thank you so much. And if you ever want to leave any information in here or propose a subject, let me know. I'd be happy to talk about it. Bye.